Austin police officers have been on tactical alert today in case of any protest forming after today's verdict.
And KXAN's Jacqueline Powell has been monitoring police headquarters for us. Jacqueline, what are you seeing now?
Hey, Sydney. Well, it's been pretty calm out here. We have just seen a couple of people walking around the perimeter of the building with Black Lives Matter flag, but no real gatherings, I'd say, here yet. APD is prepared, though, if bigger crowds do form. They've got fencing all around the building here, and it can be locked up if needed. And we don't know. There may still be crowds forming here. I spoke with a risk and security expert earlier today who told me that he would still actually expect to see some crowds gathering, possibly rallying, coming out in support of the verdict. But he says he would expect that these crowds would be much smaller and any demonstrations would not be as large as they would have been if the verdict had been different.
Just be careful. If you want to go out and you want to be part of it, that's certainly your option. But know that your risk is elevated once you leave your house and decide to go to that activity.
We will keep monitoring and let you know if we do see any crowds starting to form in this area. Live at APD headquarters, Jacqueline Powell, KXAN News.
All right, Jacqueline, thank you. George Floyd was killed in Minneapolis, but he's from Texas and has family in Houston. The mayor of that city says he spoke to the Floyd family this morning. He says now is the time to reflect on what communities can do to make our cities and country better.
The jury has spoken, but now it's also time for our country to reach deep down and find a way to move forward.
Texas lawmakers filed police reform legislation bearing his name. The George Floyd Act aims to ban chokeholds by law enforcement and require officers to step in if they see other officers using excessive force. The bill would also limit qualified immunity, which protects officers from lawsuits. That provision has led to opposition from law enforcement groups. Last month, there was a hearing for the George Floyd Act in a House committee. The bill was left pending. A Senate version has yet to have a hearing. Earlier this month, Floyd's family joined supporters for a car parade and a rally outside the state capitol. They want lawmakers to move the bill forward.